To my channel. This is Living to Learn. I want to say thank you to those of you who have taken time to watch this video today. I want to say thank you to those of you who have supported me by watching my previous videos, and anyone who has just reached out, who's subscribed, who has hit a thumbs up, who's left a comment or shared one of my videos. Thank you so much. Now, before I get started, I do want to let you know, if you would like to take your support of this channel even further, there are 3 opportunities in the details of this video where you can donate financially. Now, that's not something you have to do, but it does go a long way. It does ensure that I'm able to continue to make these videos on a regular basis. But if you can't do that, no problem. Thank you to those of you who have already made that investment. I really appreciate it. Secondly, at Live to Learn Coaching, that's my handle on TikTok and Instagram. It's also the way to get a hold of me. So if you want to send me a message, if you have a question for me, if you want me to cover a certain topic, I'd love to hear from you. I really would love to hear from you. So don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to ask me something. Obviously, do it with respect, as you would want me to do it respectfully to you as well. Remember, we're not here to demand answers and explanations from each other. We can ask, though, right? I don't mind being asked things. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. Now, I want to get into this video. This is going to be the last video for this month regarding the topic, the series that we've been covering throughout the month, which is men's mental health. Why is that? Because June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. It's also Pride Month. And what I've found as when I sat down and really decided that I was going to have a theme this month, right? That I was going to cover this topic of men's mental health, which is vast, right? I mean, I didn't do it justice in 4 videos, but I did do what I think was my best, and so I hope you've appreciated it up to this point. But as I sat down and thought about it, because I was like, it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, it's Pride Month, but there are so many parallels. There's so many things that we share, that those 2 things share in common. And let me explain. For the Pride community, for the LGBTQIA+ community, there has always been this stigma. There's always been this gray cloud over them that has followed them. And that came from society. That came from individuals who passed down these ideals that this is how you need to be successful. This is what a person should be. This is what a human being should be in America, in American society, in society at large. Otherwise, they're not it. So these individuals have been stigmatized. They've been ignored for a long time. And what I find most shameful is that the majority of society throughout the majority of this time have just wished that they didn't exist. And so Pride Month is an opportunity for this community to stand up and say, hey, we're here and we're going to be here. And you can accept it, you cannot accept it, but here we are, unashamed of ourselves. And that for me, that's a segue into what I'm talking about, men's mental health, because you could almost say men's mental health has endured the same stigma, the same gray cloud. Like, let's ignore it, or better yet, let's just wish that it didn't exist. If that's not real. Real men don't have mental health problems. We don't have issues. And so what has become a man's greatest secret is anything that could raise an eyebrow or 2. Right? Anything that could cause, or we fear could cause us to be looked at as, well, wait a minute. You don't fit in here. This is not how men are supposed to carry themselves. Now, let me make something clear. Now, I've shared this. I shared this on other videos, and this goes across any gender that you identify as. That you are not a man. You are not an adult. You are not grown until you are responsible. So this is not about me saying, hey, like, there aren't things that we have to endure. No, we're responsible. I have little ones that I'm responsible for. So yes, at times I'm going to have to put myself at the back of the line. I get that. That is what men do. That is what adults, that's what grown-ups do. That's what parents do. We set the lives of those who did not ask to be here. We put them before ourselves. We put their needs before our needs. I understand that. I'm not advocating for a selfishness or anything like that. What I am advocating for is that we see men's mental health differently. That it no longer is a man's greatest secret because of the fear that he'll be looked at differently if he is able to express himself. If he's able to say, hey, I have an issue here. Something is going on. Something is causing me to be anxious. Something is causing me to be depressed. Something is causing me to see myself in a negative light. Something is causing me to think that, you know what, maybe it would be better if I wasn't around. The fact that that would even be an alternative, the fact that that would even be an answer to any of our problems should be a huge warning sign. But see, a man's greatest secret, a man's biggest secret, requires him to ignore those signs. The stigma being that's men deal with it differently. And I think there's some truth to that. There's some truth to that. Every gender, right? And I know some of you are probably rolling your eyes like there's only two genders. I'm not here to argue with anyone. I'm also not here to act like I know what it is to walk a mile in another person's shoes who was born with a certain biological gender and now considers themselves not that gender. I don't know what that's like. I don't know what type of anguish that has to be on your mind. We're talking about mental health, right? It's so crazy how we can sit here and we want to suffocate another's opportunity to breathe, to be free, to be liberated. Yet we're so concerned about our own. What I'm hoping would come about from this, not only this series, but just from my channel, is that people would start to just think about things differently. And just, have you ever thought for a moment that maybe you're not seeing it correctly? Maybe your perspective is not as clear as you think it might be. And going back to a man's mental health, going back to how men are seen as they are open and as they are now admitting, as they are able to say, you know what, I can't do this all on my own. But see, that's a man's biggest secret. A man's biggest secret causes him to refrain, causes him to not cause anybody to look at him that way. I have to be able to do it on my own. I can't ask for help. I can't be vulnerable. So it remains a secret. It remains a secret what it is that we really want to talk about, that we really want to be able to express. And what I need you to understand, what I need my men to understand is there's no vacuum that goes from our mind and our soul out to outer space. You can't just ignore things and think that they'll just disappear. It'll just go away. I just got to pack it down deep inside and it'll go away. And that's just the way it's going to be. And that's just not true. Those just aren't facts. That's not reality. Reality is that secret will remain heavily. It's going to weigh the same. It's going to continue to weigh down on us. So I'm hoping that these videos, I'm hoping that my message has helped some of us, has helped some of you muster up the courage to admit and to seek help, and to take all these things that are pushed deep down inside and put them all on the table in front of us. And we go through the hard, difficult task of sorting through these things. No more big secrets, man. No more big secrets. So I hope that this has helped. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.